Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Nama Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bol Jayam Vishnupad Paramhangsa Varibrajagacharya Ashtatara Shata Sri Simasila Bhai Charnaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT founder Acharya His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Das Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Adaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatara Vishikva Sindhu Jyotidana Pavane Vaishnave Bho Namo Namo Hare Krishna, Prabhus and Mothers. Thank you for joining this session of Bhagavad Gita. So we are on chapter 9, Bhagavad Gita, and we are beginning from text 21. If anyone has Bhagavad Gita in front of you, you are allowed to read the sloka. And translation and purport. So let us begin with folded hand to have our clear consciousness by chanting this mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or by praying to Lord Vasudev, who is the predominating deity of consciousness. So he can, by our prayers, he may allow us to see the Lord through his words called Bhagavad Gita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayesu Abhadresu Nittam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukhaṁ karati vācālam pangurlangayate girim Jat kripa tamaham bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschat Deshatarine Panchakalpataruvescha Kripa Sindhubhaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama Rama Rama
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Ajit Prabhu, nice to see you.
Hare Krishna, nice to see you too, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Anthony, nice to see you. You have to unmute.
There it is. There it is. Hare Krishna. I'm sorry.
Good to see you.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Charles, welcome. Mother Arundhati Devi, welcome. Jai Prabhu, welcome.
Hare Krishna.
And Mohit Prabhu from Chicago, I am assuming, welcome to.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
I hope you are well.
Yes, yes. Thank you for asking.
Good, good. And Mother Dandakesh, welcome. And the Zoom user, I'm not sure who he is or she is, but welcome to our this beautiful session. So we are left. We are beginning today from 21st. So let us catch up, just a little refresh this chapter, how it begins. So we can begin from the beginning.
Prabhu, would you like me to read the translation from the beginning of the chapter?
No, I'm going to just give a little paragraph,
Okay.
and then you can read from 21.
Okay.
Just to refresh where we are. So the first
Yes.
verse, it's very important chapter. Chapter 9, Bhagavad Gita. First verse, Lord said, it is most confidential in both its intellectual and experiential dimensions. Now, question is, why Lord want to impart this to Arjuna? So the question, I hope everybody can remember. Lord says he will impart this secret confidential knowledge because Arjuna is non-envious. So the point is, so long we are envy to God, we will not understand Bhagavad Gita well. We can read, we can memorize, we can intellectually maybe grasp it, but it will not change our consciousness. Now, someone may say, how do you know if I am envious or not? Generally, people don't think they are envious to God. Well, one way to look at it, God possesses everything, He owns everything. Are you offering before you enjoying? Are you offering to Him? Because actually He claims He is the enjoyer. Then you eat His remnants. You should not think you are the only and you are the enjoyer. Whatever you are enjoying, you should offer it first to Krishna and then enjoy as His servant. Otherwise, it is envious because He is eternally the, not a bad way to say He's the boss, He's the controller. He is the controller. He is the possessor. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, if you are not envious, check your heart. See if you have this symptom. When you see a devotee, do you judge, misjudge, or do you make offenses towards the devotee? If you don't, then you are safe position. Do you think why Krishna is the only God? Why not many other gods? That means you are not understanding Krishna's position. That is also, you can say, envy, symptom of envy. Because Krishna is the only God. All gods, Krishna created them to be responsible for some position and power to handle his creation and management. Because Krishna is always playful and simple, young boy looking, majority, even in India, people misunderstand Krishna. They think Vishnu is the supreme, not Krishna. Third reason, when you see sadhus or devotees, do you pay proper respect? Proper respect means they're devotee of Krishna. I should respect that Krishna is in their heart. If you pay proper respect, then you are not envious. Then another point also Krishna made, Bhaktivinoda Thakur made. Do you have a respect to Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, all the scriptures, Vedic scriptures? If you think Vedic scriptures and modern science, modern whatever literature, they are just, knowledge, there's no difference. That is also envious. Because spiritual scriptures is always in a high position. If you do not want to give that high position, means you have some heart operation is required. Consciousness is not properly situated. Also, if you engage in sinful activities on the strength of hearing Bhagavad Gita or chanting Hare Krishna, that means you also envy. And finally, do you consider yourself this body If you consider yourself, you are American or this body or I'm a man, then you are not situated to receive this secret knowledge. Because you are spirit soul, you are conscious being, you are beautiful servant of God. This is proper. But if you don't focus on that, that means something, some operation is still required in your consciousness. Okay. With that note, I hope none of you have this. And if you do, try to correct it. So you can see the beautiful session of Bhagavad Gita in a very secret way, and you will be nourished, you'll be fearless, and you will see yourself going to spiritual world to live eternally happy there. And you will tolerate whatever is going on in your life. So that was the number one sloka. So number two sloka, Krishna says, Arjuna says, why is this knowledge so special? Krishna says, this is the king of knowledge, king of all secret. Why? Because it purifies. Just by hearing Bhagavad Gita, it purifies your consciousness. You are made of consciousness. You are conscious being. So it's directly realizable through personal experience, righteous, joyful, practical, imperishable. That's why this is special. Then Arjuna asked, for receiving this knowledge, why is non-enviousness important? See, first sloka, we talk about those who are non-envious, they will receive this. Arjuna asked again question, why non-enviousness is important? And Krishna revealed this on the third, that non-envious people will not have faith in this word of Krishna. Somebody is blowing corn. They are rituals. So when you are not envious, then you will have a faith. Because without faith on the words of Bhagavad Gita, you will not be able to enter into kingdom of God. Now, in case, if you wonder, what happens if somebody don't have a faith? They hear it, but they don't believe it. Well, if you look at third verse in your chapter, Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, third sloka, Krishna says, if you don't have a faith on my word, then you will be reborn in this material world and you will suffer birth, death, old age, and disease, and you'll keep on going. That sounds scary. Now, it is scary, but it is not scary. It is up to each of us. If you want to go back to God and live happily forever, then you have to have a faith. It makes sense. And if you don't have a faith, then you will keep coming to this Alachua or America or India, I don't know, wherever you are. If you like this place, you don't have to believe in God's word, then you will keep on coming, taking birth, dying, taking birth, dying. You know, in America, they call merry-go-round and round and round. I'm tired of it. I don't want to play this game. I want to get out and just live happily with God. So I'm sure you all have the same goal. Otherwise, you would not come to Bhagavad Gita hearing. So this is very important. Third verse, Krishna says, you should have faith on the word that you hear. Then, what is this knowledge that you are imparting? Krishna asked direct, okay, say I have faith. Now what are you giving? Then Krishna says, it is mysterious about our relationship. Krishna says, I am in everyone's heart. I am in everywhere. At the same time, I'm not in everywhere, because through my mystic potency, it can be revealed. In other words, if you don't want to see God, you will not find him. And if you want to see God, you will find him everywhere too. This is the mystery. And we'll see as it unfolds. Then Arjuna asked, can you explain this complex relationship with an example? So then Krishna gave an example with the question like, am I the maker of my destiny or life is predestined? Now, Ajit Prabhu, through the Zoom, I see you have a gray hair. You didn't make the gray hair. It is destined to come. Now, how you take, oh, I'm getting old, gray hair, that is up to you. That is not predestined. How you take it, how you react. If you say, hey, I'm not this body in due course of time, it produced gray hair, I have to accept it. I saw a lot of people, they die, their gray hair looks black. It's okay, whatever they want. But point is, we are destined with certain things. Also, we are making our destination. Both. We are not going one or the other. We are accepting both. Then Krishna says, just like, I give you an example, just like today is a bad weather. That is not up to you. I control that. Krishna says like this. You do not see, you cannot control the weather. You can be angry. Oh, why it is bad weather? Why not sunny? Why it's too cold? Why it is too hot? You can keep on complaining, but you are not the controller. Just accept it. Now, it can be bad weather, but while I'm driving, Krishna doesn't control whether I want to remain happy inside the car or complaining. That part is up to us. So Krishna controls certain things through his demigod, through his agents, demigods like Shiva, Brahma, Indra. These are 33 million demigods. They control the weather, everything. Even our body, our mind, everything control. Our perception, sun, moon, all these things, vegetation. So Krishna controls certain things. We also control. What we control? Weather is controlled by demigod, Krishna's agent. Inside the car, to remain happy is up to us. So that Krishna doesn't control. So that's how Krishna says that how to see we are in relation to him. Then Arjuna asked the question, isn't this manifestation, this material nature, this body, birth, death, old age, these are all creation of the nature? How it is your? Krishna boldly says, nature belongs to me, acting through my material nature. It is I who send forth the entire multitude of beings again and again. While going through this cycle, manifest and unmanifest state, all living beings are powerless and being under the power of material nature. Very clearly, Krishna says, yes, it is by material nature, but you know, even the modern science, they are after the nature. I know Benjamin, a nice scientist, he always loves, he told me, he always loves birds, different kind of birds, different season. He even flies Hawaii, here, there, just to see different kind of birds. Prabhupada is very interestingly explained this, that there are some people, when they appreciate, you know, like a hurricane or tornado or earthquake, you know, all kinds of natural disaster or something. They are fascinated by the nature. But whose nature is that? Krishna's nature. So indirectly, they are actually appreciating Krishna. but they haven't become devotee. So what will happen to them? Next life, they become demigod worshipper. All these modern scientists, I mean, not all, there are theistic scientists also. Like a lot of devotee, they are scientists also. Like Sarveshwar Prabhu, he is a cancer research scientist. Prashanatma Prabhu, right here in Gainesville, he is also a neurologist. He is in research with the brain. So there are a lot of devotee scientists. There are theistic scientists also, but there are some who loves only nature. Not only scientists, but regular human being also. They love only nature. They love birds. They like Grand Canyon. Fascinated with the Grand Canyon, Taj Mahal, or whatever. Some, Himalayas, Everest. People, thousands of people goes there. So next life, they will become demigod worshipper. They will not remember it, but this is their upbringing. Third chapter, 26 verse, Krishna says, do not disrupt all the people's journey. They have their own pace. They are going. Some say, I don't want to become Hare Krishna. I don't want to join. I don't want to believe anything. They are also actually in a path, but we have to see how far they are. So Benjamin, he's told me he loves birds. Different season, different birds. He flies to check those and he research on this. So I told him, I said, because you know me, now I tell you, next life you will be a demigod worshipper. So what do you mean demigod worshipper? I say, read this Bhagavad Gita. It will tell you. And then, of course, he's now chanting a little bit, he's a Western boy, but very nice research scientist. So then next life, amongst the demigod worshipper, there is a gradation. Some demigod worshipper, mostly, they will become Shiva or sun god worshipper. They are also demigod, but they are little upper scale demigod. And next life, they will come in contact with Hare Krishnas. And their real journey began, going back home, back to God. So that's described in the text 10, 11. Then question comes, all this explanation Krishna is giving, what are the characteristics of those who do understand Krishna's position, what we are discussing now? What are their characteristics? Very nice question. So we can identify whether we are in that or there are some people we are familiar. So Krishna says, they are great soul. How are they great soul? They abide by me, my nature, and they worship me single-mindedly. Those who are chanting Hare Krishna, those who are worshipping Krishna, they are those people. And this is text 13, Krishna talks about. Then on 14, Arjuna asked, what external characteristics of those devotee has? Now Krishna very clearly mentioned that they glorify me constantly. Just like we are now having a Bhagavad Gita discussion. This is actually glorification because Krishna wants us to discuss. Krishna loves it when devotee discuss this. 1868, if you ever want to know, chapter 68 verse, Krishna says, you do these two things. You discuss amongst devotee, you reveal this, you will get love for me and you will come back to me. You do 5 things and Krishna does 2 things. Very nice. So what does Krishna do? 2 things. One is, he will give you love of Godhead and he will take you back home, back to Godhead. What are the 5 things we have to do? Prabhus and mothers, you must remember this. 5 things that You have to be conscious of Krishna's relationship with everyone and everything. Because everyone and everything has a relationship with Krishna. This is number one. Number two, Krishna says, become my devotee. Number three, serve me. Number four, surrender to me. Number five, share this knowledge with others. That's it. So I go again. Number one is be conscious of my relationship with everyone and everything. Second is become my devotee. Third is serve me. Fourth, surrender to me. Fifth, share this knowledge with others. Now, if we do 5 things, 18 chapter 68 verse Krishna says, then I'll give you 2 things. I'll give you love for me and I'll take you back home, back to Godhead without doubt. So the whole Bhagavad Gita purpose is to this conclusion. Can someone repeat what I just said, that 5 things you do and Krishna will do 2 things? So I know we got it. Someone would like to reflect?
Sure, I can do it.
Okay, Anthony, go for it.
So number one, you said be conscious of, Krishna says, be conscious of my relationship with everyone and everything. Number two, be Krishna's devotee. Number three, serve Krishna. Number four, surrender to Krishna. Number five, share this knowledge, share this knowledge with others. And if you do that, Krishna will give you, or no, sorry, love for Krishna will be awakened in you. Is that what you're saying? And,
yes.
And that you will go back to Godhead in the end.
Without doubt. Very good.
Without
Very
doubt.
good. Without doubt. And if somebody say, why does it say that? 1868. It is 18th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter 64 to 69. But I summarize into this 5 sloka into 5 points. But 1868, Krishna says he will give you 2 things. So thank you. So then question came, between these 2 extremists, well, first, those are devotees, and then those who are not devotees. What are those that they are not devotees? Because some people are deluded. They despise, they deride me when I manifest in a human form. Prabhus and mothers, actually it's a fact. I met this elderly gentleman, a diamond dealer, many decades back. He was a very pious man. But he says, Krishna is just, we all are Krishna. I said, wow, how do you come up with that? Krishna never said we all are Krishna. He said, no, I mean, in spiritual level, we all are God. See, these are actually enviousness. We cannot accept Krishna's position as a supreme being. Why? Due to ignorance. So there are some people who actually believes that. Now, not one or two. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of people. You will see they meditate in Himalayas. They think they are actually part of God. They will become God. And Krishna will say in this chapter, when we come, in text 15, Krishna says there are 3 types of people. Those 2 extreme of those who deride you and those who adore you. Are there any other category of people? And Krishna answered in text 15. Krishna says there are those who try to gain knowledge by performing sacrifice. They arrive at 3 conceptions of the divine as the oneness of all existence, as the multiplicity of the deities. There are a group Prabhu's and mother, there are millions of people, they think, oh, Krishna is one God. There are many other gods. Why you have to be like so sectarian? Why you have to be like so pressuring that Krishna is the only God? Why not other God? You have your God, I have my God. Come on, leave a nice boundary wall, what they call in America, good fans make good neighbor. You love your God, I love my God. Come on, have a good time. But that's not what Krishna says. There is not your God, my God. There's only one God. He may appear in a different form in different places. Prabhupada never said that Islam, Allah, or Christianity, God, or Krishna, they are all separate. No, they're all one God, but in time, place, circumstances. Just like a one person, he goes to work. So the factory people in the factory, all the employees see their boss, owner has come. In his house, his mother may call him, hey, bring me a glass of water. Now, he may be a big boss in the factory, but in the house, mother call this big factory owner, bring a glass of water, because she's the mother. But it's the same person. So according to relationship, God reveals his identity according to the recipient. Krishna consciousness is not exactly we are trying to be a religious group or anything. We are just like in Christianity, Genesis 1.1, it says, God created heaven and earth. If you look at in the old Bible, Genesis 1.1, it said, God created heaven and earth. Now the question is, so God existed before heaven and earth. This is monotheism. Yes, we also believe monotheism. So what we are interested, we are not interested of the creation or heaven. We are interested of to live in God's home as a family member. That is what Krishna consciousness. Christianity promote the heaven. Or there are other religion like Mormons, they say celestial, terrestrial, three kinds of heaven. Means when you die, you go become dust. And then when Jesus comes back, he will revive you from the dust. So then where do you go? Or you become, there will be heaven created, another heaven. So this idea of creation, we are not interested. We are interested to go to God's own home and become a family member and live there with God eternally. We are not interested in heaven and earth or creation or anything. So this is a little difference. That's why we focus on Krishna's personality, Krishna's relationship, Krishna's family member like this. We're not so much interested of the heaven or creation. I mean, we do, but not so much as our goal is to become a family member of God. Then on the text 16, what is lacking if sacrifice lead to the conception of the divine as oneness? Now there Krishna says very interesting. Those performing such sacrifice don't know that the oneness that underlies and unites all aspects of the sacrificial ceremony is me. I'm the rituals. I'm the sacrifice. I'm the offering. I'm the healing herbs. I'm the sacred chant. I'm the clarified butter. I'm the fire. I'm the pouring out. Wow. Do they think like that? No. They should focus on that. Then they will elevate their consciousness. Then Arjuna asked, does your unifying oneness extend beyond the sacrificial ceremony? Then Krishna answered next verse. It extends to the entirety of existence. Krishna reveals his secret. He said, I am the father of the whole universe. I'm the mother, not only father. I'm the mother also, the whole universe. I'm the only maintainer and grandfather. Now, why you put father, mother, grandfather? Means whatever you think that you take shelter of or under, it's all me actually ultimately. I am both the object of knowledge and the means to knowledge, which includes any purifying agent. The sacred syllable Om, the Rig, Sam, or Vedas, Jojur Vedas, that's me. But Prabhus and mothers, we have to be very careful when we hear like this. You may be fascinated with Bhagavad Gita, but the purpose is not just the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is a person. Try to fall in love with God. Falling in love with the Bhagavad Gita, purpose is to become seeing him as a person, not just the philosophy itself. Because it is Krishna, but we have to be very specific. Because there are a lot of people in this world, millions, they love Bhagavad Gita, but they don't fall in love with Bhagavad Gita, Krishna. Then you're missing the kind of a purpose. Because we want to be with Krishna, just like a human family we have. But over there is no birth, death, old age, disease. You don't have to work hard. You don't have to just loving God and serving him, live with him peacefully. You get an eternal body. That body never get destroyed. So wonderful. So then Arjuna asks, what other ways are you the oneness and unify existence? Then Krishna says, I am the goal. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshinivas. I am the sustainer. I am the master. I am the witness. I am the abode. I am the refuge and the most dear friend. Indeed, I am the creation, annihilation, foundation, treasure, house, and imperishable seat. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshinivas Saranam Suri. Prabhava pralaya sthanam nidhanam bijam abhaya. Very nice verse. Then Arjuna asks, how do you sustain existence? Then Krishna reveals, I give heat, I would withhold and send forth the rain. I am the ultimate cause of death. Other day I mentioned when a reporter asked Prabhupada, so at that time there was a tension between India and Pakistan. So the reporter asked Prabhupada, so if the general Pakistan comes with a gun, what are you going to do? So Prabhupada says that verse. He said, I'll think Krishna has come in the form of death. Now, when you are in love with Krishna, how do you see Krishna in the form of death? It's a joyful. You are giving up this old body, you entering into a beautiful abode. So it's a joyful, very nice meditation. The reporter was shocked that Prabhupada think like this. So then we are going to start from 21. Then Arjuna asks, what's lacking if those who perform sacrifice end up conceiving divine as the multiple city of deities? Then Krishna answers, they don't know that it is me whom they are worshipping when they are appeasing various deities. When they study the Vedas, drink the Soma juice, become cleansed of sin, perform sacrifice to the God, seek heaven as their goal, attain purity, reach the world of Indra, enjoy celestial God-like pleasure. So then Arjuna asks, what's wrong with such attainment? That is what we are going to read. What's wrong with such attainment? So let's see what we hear. Ajit Prabhu, you can begin.
Yes, Prabhu, I'll be glad to. Verse 21, chapter 9. Tetam bhaktva svarga slokam vishalam shane punya martya lokam vishanti evam trai dharmam anuprapanna prapana gata gatam kama kama lobhante. word to word. They, maybe I missed something. Okay. They, them, that, bhaktva, enjoying, svargalokam, heaven, vishalam, vast, krishna, being exhausted, punya, the results of their pious activities, martya, lokan, to the mortal earth, vishanti, fall down, evam, thus, trai of the three Vedas, dharmam, doctrines, anu, prapana, following, gata, agatam, death and birth, kama, desiring sense enjoyment, labhante, attain. When they have just enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasures and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment in adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. Purport: one who is promoted to the higher planetary system enjoys a longer duration of life and better facilities for sense enjoyment, yet one is not allowed to stay there forever. One is again sent back to this earth upon finishing the resultant results of pious activities. He who has not attained perfection of knowledge, as indicated in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Asya Yatha, or in other words, he who fails to understand Krishna, the cause of all causes, becomes baffled about achieving the ultimate goal of life and is thus subjected to the routine of being promoted to the higher planet and then again coming down, as if situated on a Ferris wheel, which sometimes goes up and sometimes comes down. The purport is that instead of being elevated to the spiritual world, from which there is no longer any possibility of coming down, one simply evolves in the cycle of birth and death on higher and lower planetary systems. One should better take to the spiritual world to enjoy an eternal life full of bliss and knowledge, and never return to this miserable material existence. Haribol.
Thank you. So, I hope everybody understand this beautiful point. What's wrong with such attainment? What's wrong of going to heaven? In case, if you ever wonder. I like sex, I like watching TV, I like young boys, girls, whatever, the fun, riding, scuba diving, I don't know, what else the enjoyment? Flying, helicopter, or any kind of enjoyment. You may think like, if there is lot, what's wrong of getting it? This logo answers. It is temporary. Though they enjoy huge pleasure in heaven, they will fall back on earth. Once their pious credit are exhausted, just like you book a 5-star hotel on a vacation, 5 days. Okay, on the 5th day, go back again to work and back to our small house. I like this 5-star hotel, free food, nothing to work, nothing to worry. Just watch movie, eat, sleep, go on, whatever. But it runs out after 5 days. That's it. Or you have to pay more. But if you don't have money, you are forced to come back. You cannot just stay there. Same thing. Same thing. So then let's see. Te tam bhukta, they will enjoy. What will they enjoy? Large happiness they will enjoy. Okay, sarga lokam vishalam. If you look at this. But then what happened? Skine punne. The punna or the credit is getting exhausted. Prabhus and mothers, even though I gave an example of the hotel, but actually it is much more enjoyment than hotel experience. It is most painful to come down from heaven. I give you one little story that I read in Brahma Vaivarta Puran. Gaurasundar Prabhu, Jai Gaurasundar Prabhu, we are discussing this, and it was very interesting that you will hear many religious or many scripture event talks about how glorious enjoyment in heaven. But have you ever heard how painful it's to leave that enjoyment and come back to this material earthly planet? Very rarely you hear. Because you are devotee, I give you straightforward, very nice. I remember that pastime. He says that now in heaven, nobody is old, nobody is baby. Everybody is young. You are born young, you die young. You are also born like you don't have to go to gym to build a muscle. You are actually handsome. And the moment you are born, the mother depart from the heaven, and mother, you don't have a breastfeeding. There is no such thing in heaven. You just born as a young guy. Here you go. I am just here, and there is no breastfeeding, and relationship with mother is gone. And there is no elderly people. So you're, how do you say? Well, I don't know. In America, there's so much of etiquette. Because in India, I saw young boys and girls, they don't want to have a hug or kiss or anything in public place, or maybe nowadays, I don't know. I haven't been there a long time. But generally, I remember in my early life, village life, I never saw that things. In America, it's like a little open. But in heaven, guess what? You do not have any etiquette because everybody is young. They never growing old. Even though they live 10,000 years, but they never grow old. There is no wrinkle, there is no gray hair. You don't have to go to gym there is no disease. You just came for enjoyment. That's it. Only thing you have to make choice is like whether you want to swim in a mango river or apple river. The river is made of apple juice or mango juice. Now, in this world, you can only find in a jar to buy a gallon or something, but you don't imagine of swimming in a mango river or something. But they do have anything imaginable, unimaginable. What people are looking for in America or all over the world, that they don't want gray hair, they don't like wrinkle, they want to stay fit. They go to gym, they want to. Come on, Prabhus and mother, eat diet, good food, healthy food, nutrition. Yes, it's important. I'm not against it. But in heaven, there is no such thing. Because you don't get old or sick. You don't have a wrinkle. So those problems diminish. Nobody has any idea. But then what is the harm? The harm is nothing there. Nobody talks about it until you hear this part. So you are enjoying for thousands and thousands of years. That idea of soulmate is there. Among so many girls, one girl, say one boy, he loves this girl. Finally, he said, I'm tired of having association with so many girls. I just love you. Let us be bond together forever. I don't know if anybody ever thought about it, in your life journey. Soulmate, you just, artificially, you just come up with it. Yeah, that's it. We'll live forever together, Yeah, in heaven also they come like this. But unfortunately, fortunately, when you enter in heaven, you are born with this body, You don't have to change dress. Prabhus and mothers, Mother Arundhati Roy, you don't have to have a dishwashing because there is no dirt. You want to eat, you tell the Parijat tree, I want sweet rice, I want pakora, I want cake. By the time you finish the sentence, it's already served. You can eat, plate is disappeared also, everything gone. No laundry, no dry cleaning, no laundry machine, no vacuum. Whatever you're doing in your day-to-day life, not necessarily everybody likes it. I know some people don't like it. Cleaning the house. Cleaning the kitchen and everything. Yeah, it's good. As a devotee, we do that. But not necessarily everybody likes it. Because in heaven, actually, there is no such cleaning. There's no laundry. Everybody has clean. There's no dirt. Literally, there's no dirt. You don't have to buy order, remover or something, bad smell, or no such thing. You don't have a toilet because nobody has to pass stool like here we do. So heaven is heaven, luxury, actually really luxury. You get a body to it. But then you may think like, it sounds very exciting. Even one of Prabhupada's disciple, I won't say the name because I love him. He said, I don't like this merging idea of the yogis, but I don't mind of checking out the heaven just for a little while before I go to spiritual world. Is that okay? I said, be very careful. You may get hooked up there. You may like it, and you may never want to go to spiritual world as long as you want that heavenly enjoyment. Because what you are lacking in this planet right now, it is there. To be honestly, Prabhu's and Mother, can you ask yourself, what do you don't like? If you are not a devotee, what do you don't like? You don't like wrinkles. You don't like to get old. You don't like to die. You don't like to, take care of your health or body or all this. In heaven, you have a perfect body, healthy body. It is not the soul body, something imposed on you, given on soul for a temporary. But what? Now I'll go to the bad part. I hope you get scared, and it's good. If you get scared, it is good. Then you lose the taste of entering into heaven. That's the whole purpose I have. Because Krishna says this, Marta Lokam Vishanti. They will come back to this earthly planet system. We just read. And in this way, what happens? That is overall nature of this journey. So that young boy found this girl, or this girl says, you are my soulmate. Out of all these boys, I only love you. And this boy say, yes, you are the only one. Forget everything else. You can grab a cloud. It's very funny. I was researching Nandan Kanan, a romantic place in heaven, a beautiful garden. You can grab a cloud, just like you drive a Mercedes or Lamborghini or some kind of fancy car, Porsche. You can grab a cloud and ride on a cloud. And cloud, your body is so light. Actually, cloud can take you anywhere you want just by your mind. You can go 1,000 miles together, talking, whatever, romantic life. But of course, you have to come back to heaven. Okay, these are all good. What happened at the end? The moment you actually found the soulmate, all of a sudden, your Parijat garland, which is part of you, start withered, stale, like getting dry. That's scary because you're losing your heavenly existence. No, what is happening? My part of this body that garland was born with is actually drying. It's withered. It's not anymore fresh looking. And she start crying and you start crying. This competition is also in heaven. Another boy also thought about her. That boy will pop all of a sudden. Oh, there you are. I was looking for a long time. I didn't see you. What happened? Now you say, wait a minute, who are you? But right in front of you, you are feeling, you are like pushed towards the exit door. And she's being snatched by him, gone right in front of you. You become so depressed. You cannot imagine how depressed this soul actually, departing time they actually experience. Extreme depression. And then you are being pushed through the exit door. Automatically, it's like a vacuum sucking you out. And when you are outside the exit door, there is a global worm. It's not a Bill Clinton's word. Actually, there is a global worm. They are the living being. They eat only heavenly bodies. They sustain their life outside the heaven. And they literally eat you up. And you remain with the subtle body, the soul, trapped in the subtle body, start dropping back to this material, this earthly planet. Literally drop to this planet. Now, if you have a little credit that time, you may take birth in the middle planetary system. This planet we are right now, this is the only planet. It's called like airport, or what do you call? This is the only planet where you go next destination from here. This is the only planet that you literally go to another planet. Nobody goes from heaven to hell. They have to come heaven to here. Then if they do sinful activity, they go to hell. From hell, nobody goes to heaven. They have to come here, do the pious activity, then go. This is the only planet in the whole this universe creation that everybody goes to the next destiny. That's why all this Bogi, Jogi, Mayavadi, impersonalists, this, that, so many religion, everything is in this planet to give you the choice. You could go in a wrong choice, you could go in the best choice. God also appear in this planet to teach, but not by force, voluntarily. Hey, if you're tired of this material existence, you want to come back? Here it is. Here Bhagavad Gita, surrender, serve me, come back. If you say, well, what else is there? Oh, it's too late. By the time you said what else is there, there are many others. Automatically. Maybe I just want to go somewhere that I don't have anything to do with anyone. You can go there too. Buddhism are very good, well set for that. You'll go to a place, you will not know even you exist. It's like a deep sleep. When you are in a deep sleep, you don't remember anything. Only you remember when you come out. This is also Mahesdam. Shivalok also there is there. Nirvan place is there. Bodhisattva. You can go anywhere. So that's why this verse is very nice. In this verse, Krishna refers to those who are doing dharma, artha, kama. So they just got caught in dharma. Artha, kama. They don't aspire for moksha. They don't look for liberation. They only look for enjoyment. So Krishna spoke this verse. Now in this verse, I'm looking at the verse. Krishna has told earlier, if you look at in 270, no kama kami. So who will get peace for one whose desire come in like a river coming to the ocean, but will not be disturbed by them? That person will attain peace, not the person who is kama kami. In this verse, that word is there. one who is desires, one who is desirer of desires. Gata gatam kama kama lavante. So here Krishna is telling very carefully, that ultimately whole system of demigod worship centered around karma kanda is futile. Why futile? It may lead to some temporary benefit in terms of enjoyment, just like I narrated in heaven how you enjoy. But it goes just like this. For us, it's thousands of years, but when you are there, even a friend of mine in San Diego told me many, many years back that when the happy time you have, it goes so fast you don't remember. And when your suffering comes, oh my God, it's not moving fast. It's like going very slow. Life is too slow, suffering, too much suffering. That's the experience, not like really happen. So if someone is in one part of ocean, for an example, it is very stormy, and he looks at the other part of the ocean. See, that is calm, so put lot of efforts and goes there. But any part of the ocean storm will come sooner or later. So why putting so much effort in going there? That is Krishna's point. Similarly, improving our material position is of no use, and turbulence will come everywhere. Sometimes a person is in very comfortable material situation, but that is like some people are in ocean water facing problem. Someone is on iceberg. I don't know any one of you ever went there. Right now is safe, but as sun is rising, iceberg is melting and melting. Suddenly the person will fall in the ocean. So rather than comfortable material situation, one should seek the destination of comfortable spiritual destination. And that is what Krishna will talk in the next verse. We ran out of time. 1 hour is over. So my request is, this is my last point. Prabhus and mothers, seek not higher material happiness. Seek higher than material happiness. Is that clear? Don't seek higher material happiness. Seek higher than material happiness. We want to make things better, to make our life better, to make the world better. This urge of betterment drives our various activities, isn't it? Economical, social, cultural, political, even religious. In India, I remember in a young age hearing those. So what Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is inform us that this urge is natural because we are meant for a better life than what we presently have. Prabhus and mothers, we are spirit soul. We are entitled for everlasting happiness at the spiritual level of reality. But then, as long as we remain uninformed about what is available for us spiritually, we let our urge for betterment drive us towards better thing at the material level. I'm sure you all will agree with me that today people seek material improvement primarily through technology. Even I was hoping that its gadget, comforts, computer, iPhone, new will make them happier. In a more religious culture as existed in the past, people sought material progress by aspiring to go to heaven, by performing elaborate religious rituals. That was their version of material technology. Though some people today may not believe in heaven or in the ritual that take one there, the basic belief motivating both heaven seeker and high-tech paradise seeker is the same to all of us. It's the belief that better material things will make us happy. But this verse, what do we learn? What do we take away so we can apply in our life? This verse exposes the falsity of that belief. Even the best material things are temporary. So they can never make us truly, permanently happy. So I end with this sentence, that instead of seeking higher material happiness, this verse, Bhagavan Krishna, Supreme God Krishna, urges us to seek higher than material happiness. It informs us that we are entitled for far greater joy than even the best material pleasure. We can have the everlasting joy of eternal spiritual love if we just redirect our heart's love from matter towards Krishna. When we concentrate our drive for betterment on increasing our devotion to Krishna, Krishna will reciprocate mercifully by granting us the best happiness forever. That is alone fulfills our longing for betterment perfectly. Jai Prabhupada. Any takeaway or any reflection? No
The last, the summary of this purport is that one should seek for higher spiritual life than material happiness. Once you reach that higher spiritual life, then your happiness will be there, because material happiness is temporary, but higher spiritual life is eternally will give you happiness.
Very
in
good.
mind.
Yes. Seek not higher material happiness. Very good. Seek higher than material happiness, spiritual happiness. Very good. Very good. Okay. Wonderful. Any other? Otherwise, I'm looking forward to see you all next Wednesday. Hare Krishna. Sorry. Okay. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to see you all next Wednesday. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Panchakalpatarubhasya Kipasindhavaya. Vaishnavebho Namo Namo. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.